Hello, everybody. Glad you're here. We're going to do a little bit of simple things because we're having simple things tonight. The weather's pretty bad here, and it's been extremely hot. So I went ahead and cooked a couple things in the oven, just crust things, because it's just too hot to mess with it late evening and heat the house up. I did something to my back, so anyway, I'm gonna get through this the best I can. My grandson's gonna be watching the chat and telling me who all's in, and if you have any questions, just put it in there and I'll have him read it to me, because I just can't keep up with it when I'm doing this stuff. So anyway, first of all, who all's here, Xavier?
There's just Ashley.
I'm sorry?
There's just someone named Ashley.
Ashley? Well, whoever's there, hello, and thank you for being here. What I'm going to do first, I took in one box of Jiffy cornbread mix. This is going to be a cornbread salad. And I took and baked that, and I crumbled it. Like you can see here, it's crumbled. And this is going to be it's a cornbread salad. It's very good. I like it. The longer it sets, the better it gets. So I'm just going to let you know that right off the bat on that. So anyway, let me get this stuff situated here. I'm going to I grated up about 4 ounces, which is a half a package of a brick of the extra sharp cheese, and I'm going to put that in here. And I'm not going to put a lot of salt in until I taste this, because it's going to have bacon and this cheese, and it's probably going to be salty. And I'll just adjust it accordingly. I took and fried 8 pieces of bacon, and I cut them up in pieces, and I'm putting this in like that. I have a half of a green pepper that I chopped up. That's going in. I have some little bitty small tomatoes. There's about probably a cup here of those that I cut up and I'm putting in. Okay, and I have 1 small red onion that I've got here that I chopped up. So I'm putting all those ingredients in here, and I'm going to mix them around, and I'm going to add mayonnaise and salt and pepper according. But let me mix this up so it's this blended. This is really good. May not sound like it is. I love this stuff. It's just really something different, and it's something that reminds me of something you would want to have on something in the summertime like this, a side dish, or even actually as a snack. It would be even good for a snack. Or if you're having a late lunch and you're having an early dinner, you may just want to have some of this in between to hold you, like you've been out working and time kind of got away from you. This would be really nice. So I'm going to put about 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to put a cup of mayonnaise in here to begin with, and I'm going to see where I'm at on that. I'm going to need it for the chicken salad also. I am going to go ahead and put a half a teaspoon of black pepper in here, and I will decide on the salt after I taste this and see where it's at, because of the bacon, like I said, and the cheese in here. And I'm going to have to add a little bit more mayonnaise for this. But this stuff is really good, guys. And like I said, the longer it sets, the better it gets. I'm going to actually add about another 1/4 of a cup in there and stir that. You can actually add a can of drained corn if you want to. You could add some drained pinto beans in here if you wanted to. I mean, you can add other things to it. other than what I've got. This is just what I chose to go with, because it's pretty versatile of what you can do with it. So that's about the wetness I want. It almost reminds me of when you're mixing up your dressing on Thanksgiving, the consistency, I guess because of the cornbread, but you got all this yummy stuff in here. So anyway, I'm gonna taste it and see where I am on if it needs salt or what it needs, and just give me an idea here. It does need some salt. About a half a teaspoon. Actually, I'm gonna put just a tad bit more mayonnaise in here. But it's pretty good. And I will try it again and see where it's at on here. It's kind of messy. Let me get another spoon. Let me see where I'm at. It's pretty good. It's like I said, a little bit more pepper, a bit more mayonnaise. It just needs to set for a little bit. That's what it needs to do. I'll put a tad bit more in there. And then that's not all you need to do on this. And again, I think it's probably there now where I want it. And it's very good right there. So you could actually, if you wanted to, if it's a little sweet for you, because the cornbread did call for a fourth of a cup of sugar in it. You don't want to put that in there. You don't have to. I did. But you can actually put a little splash of vinegar in here and stir it up if it's a little bit too sweet for you. But anyway, I'm going to put this in a nicer bowl so you can so y'all can see. I didn't make a whole bunch of it, but it's good. And like I said, if you let it set, it's really good. And you can keep this, eat on this for 2 to 3 days. I mean, there's nothing really gonna go bad in it at all. But I'm gonna put all this in here in this bowl, and it's gonna be piled up about like I want it. But I'm just gonna let it sit out here while I'm doing this other stuff to marinate those flavors. And then I'm gonna put it in a container and put it in the refrigerator after we have dinner tonight. So, but it's gonna sit here for a little bit while I'm doing this other stuff. Okay. And I am using my fingers, but my hands are clean, guys. You're in a kitchen and you're cooking and you're home cook. Back in the day too, they didn't have gloves and all that stuff to use. So you just try to, simplify and do it like as much as, that's what I do. And as long as your hands are clean, I do wear gloves when I do chicken. No, I will do that. So this is the cornbread salad, and I give you the ingredients. And like I said, it can be changed. You can put a can of pinto beans or corn, or maybe you would want some frozen peas that's been thawed out. You don't have to cook them, but just thaw them out and put them in. I mean, that would be good in there too. So anyway, that's where we are on, this is just something I decided to do. Kind of the last minute, I guess you could say, last night. Anyway, next, I got some little, these little smoked sausages at the store, and I just took a package of them, and they're in barbecue sauce, I bought with liquid smoke and some brown sugar. And you just get them hot and you just have little toothpicks sitting around and they can put the little toothpicks in there and get them out for kind of like a side dish or whatever. So that's that. This is cornbread salad. Next, I'm making, this is, I don't even know what you call it. My older daughter made it and we eat it all the time. I took on a greased with oil sheet like this and I spread out a can of croissants and I spread them out and I put them in and baked them until they're pretty brown. You want it to be like this. You want it to be crisp, you know. So, and then you take, I buy this, you can mix it up because it's just as cheap, I think, to buy it. This is actually Great Value brand. It's their ranch dip. And to me, it works perfect on here. And for the price, I price things and stuff and it's just the same. I mean, if you make it, you're probably going to be out a little bit more because you're going to have to buy the mayonnaise and buttermilk, the ranch packets, or add a bunch of, you know, guessing at things. And this is made and it's just, this is supposed to be kind of like an easy dinner, you know, nice dinner that's just got a lot of little variety of things on here for people to eat tonight. So I wanted to do something. I do have a little gap here that wanted to come apart, so I'm not even going to cover that up. There's just a one little gap there that wanted to separate. So anyway, I took the rest of this because I made one of these, smaller one of these yesterday for my daughter and I. We wanted one. We didn't want to wait till today, so I made one yesterday and we had it. Anyway, in the afternoon before I went live last night. So I've got this all spread out like this. And I hope you all maybe tried the chocolate cake or you're trying some of the recipes that I'm making because, you know, they're pretty good. I can say that. Of course, everything is different. People have different tastes, so that's just the way it is. On this, though, I have, this is some cut up broccoli, fresh broccoli that I'm putting on here. And you're just going to take and put this all over your fresh broccoli like this. And just kind of mix it in here like this. Just all over. This is just going to be a mixture of some veggies, actually. And then I'm taking, this is some red and orange peppers that I took and I chopped up. And I'm putting a few of these on here to go all over because that's what it calls for. On here, you can put tomato on here, but I'm not because I had tomato in the corn salad. So I figured that was good enough. Then I have chopped green onions and you're just going to take and spread these out. And you're just going to take and cut these in little squares and serve them. And they're really good. And I don't know, even kids seem to like them, surprisingly, but it's just, I love it. I mean, I make it a lot of time for family things, church things, for holiday things. It's kind of even Christmassy looking, actually. And then I also made it for seniors and at church and just things like that. I mean, you can, it's just something that's easy and it's not a lot of trouble and it kind of pacifies people. I got some other things I'll get into doing also. Some of it's going to be with some little baby cooked shrimp that you buy in the bags. I think they're about, seeing them right now, they're about $4 or $5 for a little one. And I'm going to show you what to do with some of those at a different time. And it's a different type of appetizer. So anyway, next, I bought some croissants because I'm trying to do the chicken salad. And I took these croissants and I slit them, not all the way, but I slit them here so the chicken salad can go in here. And you can add different things to your chicken salad than what I did, what I'm going to do. But this is what I chose to do. And like I said, this is on this, it's just one roll of the croissant that I rolled out. Make sure you oil, not butter, because it'll burn. Oil your sheet and then spread that out and let that bake and spread it as thin as you can because it's going to puff up on you. And make sure it's done nice and golden in color, excuse me, and done. And then you're going to take and put that ranch dip on it, spread it all over after it's cool. Don't put it on there while it's hot because it'll just make a mess. And then you're going to take, I got one little thing of broccoli and wheat. I made a little one yesterday. I put the rest, probably about a half a thing of, a thing of broccoli altogether about this big. And I cut it up and I used it. I had about, I don't know, 3/4 that I used on there of that. Because I made one of those little ones yesterday. And that's on there. And I've got the different assorted, like I said, there's the bell peppers, different ones on there, and there's just the broccoli, and then the chopped green onions that are on there. Now, you can probably take and put other things on here. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but I'm sure that, like I said, most time people will put the little cherry tomatoes on here. I didn't do that because I put it in with the cornbread salad. So they're already in there. And then, I mean, the cost on this was mainly just your ranch. I mean, the veggies are pretty cheap. It's probably altogether, I probably got, maybe $3 tied up there. And then you've got your croissants. This cornbread salad, you might have actually $2.50 in that. And these little sausages were, they were $3.50, and I already had the barbecue sauce, already had the brown sugar, and already had the liquid smoke that I made my own with. So that's, right there is those. And then the chicken salad, I got 2 cans of the Great Value chicken breast that's in a can and some juice. And I took and pretty well mashed this up like that. And I'm going to put some pepper in that because, again, I don't know what the salt content's going to be on that chicken from being in a can. And I'm going to get into making some salmon patties, tuna patties, which people do. It's that some people seem to like the tuna patties because it's cheaper than the salmon, but it has a little milder taste. I'm going to make some of those in the macaroni and cheese. I was going to make some pimento spread today, but pimento cheese spread, but I didn't have the pimentos. So I will have to do that another day, but I will. So neither mom wanted to know how I made that. So I will do that when, I don't know, one night next week. I might put in some celery and show you like what that's like. Next, here, I've got, these are chopped pecans I'm putting in here with the pepper. That's some chopped pecans I had. And next, I've got some sweet relish here. So right there, I got it about like that. I may have to get more out of the refrigerator. I don't know. Now, you can add onion to this. You can add celery, which they don't care for around here. You can put grapes in here. Half grapes is really good in there. If you want a little sweeter version, you can take and hull out tomatoes and fill the tomatoes with this chicken salad, or you can use the lettuce leaf things that are like the lettuce wraps, and you can fill that in there and not even use the bread. You don't even have to use the bread. So you can, that's entirely different. Does anybody have any questions? So my grandson can tell me if you've got any questions. Put it in chat, and if not, I'll check it later. Anyway, I'm putting that's probably close to a cup of mayonnaise in here for this. And I'm going to mix this up. And you can put onion in here. You can put different things, on your chicken salad. I'm just doing it like this because of the stuff I have in these other side dishes to go with it. I really don't need it. You can also just make this chicken salad and have some chips with it. I noticed that Walmart's brand, the Great Value chips, about different, I don't know, prices everywhere. I'm here in Texas, but it actually, I got some bags today for $1.23 and compare it to other brands. And they are exactly, to me, they taste very similar. And then you're gonna get that a little cheaper, you know, and instead of paying $3 or $4 for a bag like they've been here lately, and unless they got them on sale, 2 for $5 for the Lay's or the Ruffles. But I mean, that's just another idea about saving some money. And I'm just gonna put a tiny bit more mayonnaise in here because this will set up a little bit, and I want to just go ahead and put that in. And of course, I'm going to taste it in a minute and see if I need salt, but I'm waiting on the salt because I don't want to overdo it, because the relish and that canned chicken's usually pretty salty, but I did put the pepper in, the pecans and the sweet relish, and then mayonnaise. You could add mustard to this, you could add curry powder, excuse me, to it. There's different things you can put in here to make it taste different ways. It's entirely up to you. This is just what I chose to do today. So, and this is why I make mine most of the time, but we do enjoy the pecans or walnuts in here, either one. Taste this. It needs maybe a pinch of salt in there, just a pinch. And I'm going to use a tiny bit more pepper. And it needs just a little bit more relish to be where I want it to be. And again, almost dropped that. Again, I got this, I used Great Value sweet relish. They even have a dill relish. These are $1.43 here, or you could just get you a jar of sweet pickles and you could chop them up, you know, running through a chopper or a food processor, and knock my liquid smoke a little bit here. So I'm gonna get just a little bit more of this because it needs a tiny bit more of it in there, but I was guessing, using about what I had in there. So I took the last 2 tablespoons out of the other jar, and I put 1.5 in here out of this. So I'm going to take and put another one about like this and try it and see, you know, where it is. Like I said, with home cooking, you have to go back and taste your foods. You just do. And I mean, that's where you're going to be. Let me get another fork here. I'm going to stir it with. And then just taste it a little bit, you know. That's where it needs to be. It's good right there. So, this is what we're having tonight. I'm going to get another bowl. Put this in because that bowl is really messy. And I'm going to take my spatula and put it in so I can scrape all that out. I mean, this is just, like I said, put you some grapes in there. You can put some celery. You can put onion in here. You can put that kind of stuff in here. And there's quite a bit here. And the cost of this chicken that I got was, it was $5.23 for the double pack of that canned chicken. And I drained it. And then, of course, the mayonnaise and your a little bit of sweet relish there, and of course the pecans that I took and used about a third of a bag that I had frozen. So anyway, it's kind of a guessing game that you have to do on that kind of stuff. And on those sausages, like I said, I just got a package of them. I got some just regular, the cheap barbecue sauce, and I took and doctored it up. I put some brown sugar and liquid smoke in there and mixed it and let it get real hot. You can even use honey instead of the dark. I use the dark brown sugar. I just think it makes it taste good. And then you just take those and let them cook in there for about 5 minutes in a pan, or you can cover them and put them in your microwave. And because they're already cooked, you just want them to get hot and pick up the taste of the barbecue sauce. And then just have some little toothpicks around where people can get those. And then, like I said, with this cornbread salad, it needs to set. I mean, you can eat it right away, but I think it's a lot better if you let it set for about an hour to 2 hours. Probably better in the refrigerator, but as late as it is, we're probably going to get into this as soon as I get off here so we can have our dinner, because I waited a little later to make things. And then, like I said, chicken salad, cornbread salad. We have the croissants. I had about 2 packages. And here again is where I took and rolled the croissants out on an oiled baking sheet, lightly oiled baking sheet. And I did this at 350 in the oven. And I took it out and let it cool. I spread it out and let it cool. And then I took that ranch dip that you can get, or you can make your own. But I got it, the Great Value one. It was, I don't know, $1. I think it was $1.60, but I used some of it yesterday also, so it wasn't a full container. It was about 3/4. And I had, like I said, there's the bell peppers and then the green onions, and I had a little bit of that broccoli left. But you can put tomatoes on there, or, you know, maybe some other vegetable that you're thinking about. I wouldn't put anything on there that's going to get mushy or has a lot of water in it, but make sure whatever, like with the peppers and stuff, I actually took them and I blotted them dry, and then I, put them in that bowl because they have a little bit of, I don't know, seems like to me they draw moisture when they're setting out, and that chopped the green onions. So anyway, guys, that's what I got for you today. As far as I know, tomorrow I will be on about, I'm thinking about 10:30, 10:45, and I will make the homemade waffles, and I'll fry some chicken tenders that we're gonna fry chicken tenders, because that's what a lot of people are having is or they have a fried chicken with a waffle. But I got a little mini waffle iron that's new, and I'm gonna use it, but that's what we're gonna fix tomorrow. And then I'll decide later in the week, depending on what people may want to see me made or whatever I'm planning on making, maybe a couple times next week. Something. I hope y'all enjoyed your spaghetti meatballs if you made them, and your chocolate cake, because they are really good. But like I said, with the spaghetti and meatballs and such, you have to taste things, guys, and you have to adjust it. That's a part of it. And like I said, we say, you're going to ask, well, how can I do that with the meatballs when it's raw meat? Well, what you do, you can take a little bit of that and make you a small meatball, fry it up, and then taste it. And then you'll see what the rest of it might need. So then you can go back and add if it needs more onion, or maybe a little bit of sauce in it, or more seasoning, whatever, more garlic powder, pepper, onion powder, whatever you need in there. And you may just want to go back to Italian seasoning and then just add to it, and then take another little piece and fry it. And then when it gets to the way you want it, then make those meatballs up and cook them. Or like I said, you don't have to do that. You can mix up just a meat sauce, but I showed you how to do the meatballs with the breadcrumbs, Italian breadcrumbs and stuff. So that's where the difference is. And anyway, that's what I have for you all today. I can keep you on here long. I went pretty long last night. So I'm going to get off here and let you all start your weekend and get you some dinner or tend to whatever things you need to. And we're going to have a bite to eat. I think Mensa is live at 6:40. I believe I've seen. I don't know if she may already be on. I don't know if that's Central Standard Time or not. I don't think it is. So she may already be on, but I already set this up. So anyway, guys, this is what I've got. And I'll just go ahead and sign off. And like I said, just leave it in the comments or leave it in the chat, anything that you're interested in, and I'll look back over it and, try to make something that you may want, to, try. And I can go where I just did this stuff earlier because there wasn't that much the cornbread and this thing to actually cook on the stove, and just heating that barbecue sauce up. So I didn't see any need in waiting, and walking through that, because then we'd had to let the cornbread cool, and we'd had to let this cool before we could even make it up. And it will take a long time to chop all that stuff. I probably put about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours prep time into this stuff. So it does take a little bit of time. So anyway, guys, I will see you all later, and have a good evening and enjoy. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye, guys.